What's going on, good people of the world? Yeah, Luisito is back, and the newly posted edition of our podcast. This is Luis Osorio and my awesome girl, Tabitha Joy Weiss. How are
Oh,
you?
my government name.
I like the government name. I know you fucking hate it, but I'm gonna use it every now and then just to let people know
Oh my
that I
gosh.
know you at a very personal level. And we got these drinks out here that are very nice. I got a Moscow Mule, and she's got a mojito, and
It's delicious.
I'm glad you like it. But we didn't.
We didn't cheers.
We didn't cheers.
Salud.
Cheers to our new podcast, and very excited. Got new equipment, new cameras. The amount of work that we put in this godforsaken room was so crazy that quite frankly, I don't want to do it again. It was a lot, but let me tell you, you did a fantastic job. I'm going to post some pictures on the live when I pop it out on the podcast. Do you feel it was harder than it shouldn't be?
I think it was harder than it should have been. Yes, because I had a very picky customer. Thanks very much for that.
I don't think I'm that picky of a customer. I think I'm pretty reasonable. The
Mm.
shit was that you initially brought those panels that are black, and I really thought,
Listen, mm-mm. I am gonna say that's not my fault because one, you saw multiple pictures, and two, you didn't tell me what you wanted until after I had it all designed and ordered.
it was my problem. I didn't talk to my architect the right way, and that's on me, right? So I should have done a better work in narrating to you what I really wanted. My cup just broke, which is great. So
Oh no.
don't buy cups. Don't buy cups from cheap ass places. I don't know where the hell I got this one. This is a
Oh my
Moscow Mule.
God.
It's pretty bad, but we throw it because this we improvise here. We throw it on the floor and we keep going. You're enjoying it. She's laughing her ass
It's
off.
karma.
There we go. Lots to talk about. It's been a crazy last couple of months. I just got out of surgery and I'm feeling great. Thank you for helping me out with all that. I know it was a little bit traumatic for you. It wasn't a little bit traumatic for you. It was like fucking hell for you.
It was a lot dramatic for me.
Were you like very scared?
I was terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was more scared after surgery than I was before.
Yeah. A lot of stuff came out after my surgery, and I'll do the entire story for Derek
Mhm.
Mayo tomorrow. Derek Mayo is coming over, and I'm gonna narrate that. We're not gonna go on that too
Yeah,
much, you and
it's too
me.
much today.
But yeah, it was very interesting. But we moved to Colorado. I mean, you moved to Colorado. I was already living here. A lot of people don't know that we bought this beautiful home, and a lot of work to do in the home too. That one really pissed you off. I'm positive about that.
Oh my God. The move here was crazy. Nothing went right. Nothing.
Nothing went right, but you also brought a lot of shit with you that
I
I think is worth.
listen. I scaled my whole house down to a 16-foot container. I would say as a 42-year-old, that's pretty good.
Two things happened here that were crazy when you moved here, and I never thought it would have happened. The first one that is very rare in Colorado, we had an earthquake, a massive one. Do you remember that night?
That morning, yeah, I woke up to it at
It
6 a.m.
it was in the middle of the night. I think it was like
Six.
6 a.m.
Mhm.
But it was like I feel like it was earlier than that. Didn't
Mm-mm.
you feel it earlier than that?
Mm-mm. 6:03 to be exact.
Jesus. And it was a record earthquake in Colorado. We never had one like that before. This is like a very novel thing out here in Colorado. And it scared me because we are very like close to the volcano that they have, the super volcano and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is wild, but I've never seen it like this before. And I know you were a little bit nervous about it. And the other one, which is probably the craziest one, is the weather. The weather has been insane. We first got that hail, that massive hail. You were here.
Hail, tornadoes, earthquake, record heat. It's been crazy.
It's wild because I've never, personally, I've been here way longer than you. I've been here 12 years. And I never seen Colorado go through a situation where there's no snow. There's literally no snow. And people were going skiing in December and there wasn't snow, which has never happened before. I know we went with your parents and had a good time in the snow tubing crap, but it was still dry that day.
Yeah, the snowpack is record low still. Like they're in trouble right now.
Oh my God, it's so weird. I don't know. I think now it seems like it started snowing, but it hasn't
It
been.
hasn't.
Yeah, it hasn't been that much. It has been kind of going up slowly, but it's still, as per Colorado standards, it hasn't been that good. But listen, I guess you brought a couple of things with you, and we appreciate it.
No, you
But
don't.
do you like Colorado so far?
Yeah, it's nice. I could do without some of the Republicans that we live around.
There's a there's a
But
couple.
that's really my only complaint. That's not my only complaint. There's one other complaint.
Please tell.
It's incredibly dry. My hands crack. My skin's not doing well. But we'll get there.
It's very dry. It's a common thing in Colorado. It gets incredibly dry. Your hands get all messed up. Your skin suffers greatly. And for you, it's been even worse because you've been going through it and you've been putting a lot of lotion and stuff in your skin and it's still fucking don't do it much.
Well, I came from like 100% humidity for 20 years to what, 10, 12%?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
For you, it's very different than Florida. I mean, it's a night and day situation. But, you know,
We're adjusting.
yeah, we're definitely adjusting. We managed to get used to it. I like our home. We had to do a couple of improvements here and there. You know, you don't get everything you wish for sometimes in life, but I think we've done pretty good considering what we got and how much we pay for it, and I'm satisfied. I like our home. I like the fact that we have a podcast room now where we don't have to set anything up. We just can do the podcast and leave and not have to worry about that. That's kind of great.
Yeah, I was worried about the size at first. I still am a little bit. It's a little bit too much, I think, for us, but we wouldn't have a podcast room if it wasn't this size. So
It's massive.
it works out.
Yeah, it's really big. It's a massive spot, but I like it. I think it works for what we need. And when the kids leave and they go to college and all that stuff, then we can get something smaller, maybe in Culebra or in Puerto Rico. Although Puerto Rico is like going through some tough things, so I might have to think about that one. Plus, there's also my health stuff. People have been asking me, "Would you move to Puerto Rico?" And I'm like, "Not with a brain tumor." You know, it's like one of those things where if I need attention medically there quickly, as you've seen from my parents and the people that are my family members that live there, it's not easy. So I think I might think upon that one for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We're a few years out.
Definitely. We have a lot of time to think about that. And off we go. My God, I have so many things to talk about. The one that is probably the most crazy is ICE. We've been dealing with ICE for the past year, but it seems getting worse and worse with the recent murder of Renee Nicole and Adam.
Alex Pretty.
Alex Pretty. I always forget his name. Really sad situation, and it seems like ICE is just doubling down. They don't give a shit.
No, it's really, really scary. Really scary. Even in this area, it sounds like they're starting to come over here a little bit more. And we're supposed to get an influx quickly.
We got a notice the other day that they were present in, I believe it was 86 in Washington. That's like basically Northglenn. But it's like probably 15 minutes from our house. It's really crazy when you think about it, how close these fuckers are getting to Colorado. And they're doing it all in blue states, which pisses me the hell off. And, you know, they don't go a lot to places like Florida. Although I talked to a few people that they have told me that they have been in Florida.
They've been in Florida. They've been in Texas. We're just not hearing about it as much as because they don't care. No one's reporting on it because you don't have any liberals videotaping or...
Yeah, the information that we get from those spots is kind of limited, and it's sad. But what's happening in Minneapolis is one of the saddest and craziest things I have ever seen in 50 years of my lifetime, and in practicing law too. You know, it's incredibly illegal, the shit that they're doing. The first one is obviously the case of Renee. And it's crazy to me that they're still trying to justify it in a certain way, like she was going to run over the dude.
It amazes me that multiple people can watch the exact same video and come to a different conclusion just based on the narrative that they want to push. It's wild. It's really crazy.
It's ridiculous because that woman was not trying to run him over.
She was not.
Not at all. It was a very, very serious situation when you think about it. And the sad part is that they didn't let her get medical attention on site, which is wild to me how they would allow that with people watching and a bunch of witnesses. Yeah, I don't get it. I think that their family should definitely sue eventually, and they also have a right to investigate. But now the problem is that Pam Bondi and ICE don't want to give any information. They don't want to release all the documents and all the stuff and photos and videos and shit that they have, which is wild to me because that's the first thing that they should do.
I heard they were also going to try to prosecute her wife. Have you heard anything recently on that? I haven't.
I heard that they were going to prosecute her wife for something that had to do with their kids, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't buy it because it's like there's already been offerings in terms of her work, what she does. She's a good member of the community. She has no criminal history. They're just literally making shit up as they go, especially Christy Norm, who is still wild to me that she came on a fucking TV and just flat out called him like a domestic terrorist. It's incredible to me. I feel so sad for her and for the children that she's leaving behind. Um, it's one of those situations where you can't get back that life.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that guy acted, and the crazy part is he's nowhere to be found. They can't find him.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's at a point where I think they're hiding him in some safe house somewhere. Maybe the CIA is like helping out and just trying to put him in a place where no one can see him.
And honestly, he probably should be. Like, I don't want to see anything happen to him either. I would like to see him prosecuted, but dead, no, absolutely not.
Definitely. What all of us want as a city and as a nation at the end of the day is to watch this man be put behind bars. But obviously, we want him to have, like every other person on the planet, right? We want you to have the rules of criminal procedure and your rights to be seen by a jury of your peers and let you plead out your case. Mm-hmm. But, we really want to know what happened. And I think part of it is that we need the evidence released. Now, a lot of people were asking me, we're not going to be able to prosecute. They were commenting that because the evidence wasn't being released, they weren't going to be able to do it. And I'm like, you really don't need that much. Just witnesses alone will help you find out what happened. The videos, the car, the bullets, the gun, all that crap. I've seen many people being prosecuted without any of those things. So it's a common thing that a lot of people think legally, you need all the evidence. Well, yeah, evidence helps your case, but it doesn't mean that you need all of it to have things going the way you want them and then accuse the guy. There were so many eyewitnesses there. The person that recorded the video, it's crazy to me. I mean, you can literally see that the agent is not near close getting hit.
Oh, not even a little bit. There's like 4 different angles.
No, it's insane. I can't believe that they're still going on the same story that he was going to get hit and that he was fearing for his life.
Or my favorite, that he had internal bleeding. Like, what? He clearly didn't get hit. He walked away. He was recording himself.
That's the first thing they said, that he had internal bleeding. And he had like a tiny little bruise. I found that fucking ridiculous. They're crazy. I think that they'll cling to anything at this point. Mm-hmm. But my condolences and my best wishes, and my heart goes out to the family of Renee Nicole. It's horrible. And that's why I tell people all the time, you got to be careful out there getting into arguments with these psychos because they're looking to kill people at this point. They don't give a shit. You know?
They have direct orders to do whatever they need to do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I find it wild too that J.D. Vance said they had total immunity. I laughed my ass off.
But then he took it back and said he never said that.
I'm like, you're crazy, dude. That's not how it fucking works. These people, you saying that is the equivalent of them doing whatever the hell they want, and we as citizens have no control over it. It's insane.
Well, what's alarming is I expect that to come from Trump, but JD's an attorney. Like, he knows better.
Yeah, but I don't think he's an attorney, but I don't think he gives a shit. And I think what he's doing is he's taking the law and just twisting it in every way that he sees fit to have things go his way. And it's fucking terrible and disgusting. And at this point, I think they're just kissing Trump's ring to the point where they have no other choice. But the crazy part was then a few days later, watching the same shit happen with the case of that man, that it blows me away because you can tell that he was executed. Like, there's no question about it. Every time you see that video, it's like something so clear as daylight that they shot an unarmed man in the back of the head. It's one of the craziest things I ever seen. But somehow they will try to find 20 excuses to justify the horrible murder that they committed against him. And you know, he has a right to defend himself in a situation like that. It's fucking horrible. What do you think about what people are saying? Because I hear these Trump supporters saying they're bullshit, and it drives me crazy. It must drive you crazy as well. I can't believe the shit that they say.
It absolutely does. And if you remember that morning, we watched that video, 30 times, trying to figure out what happened, what angle they were going to come in at, like what excuse they were going to give. Frame by frame, we watched it. There's no excuse. It absolutely was an execution. And even if he was in the wrong, why would they feel the need to shoot him? He wasn't a threat to anyone.
That's why I try to tell people all the time that he, even though he, whatever the case may be, right? Because I think a lot of people don't understand and they always say the same shit. Well, he should have complied. And I'm like, listen, even if he doesn't comply, you don't have a right to kill him. And I think that's something that Trumpers either don't understand or just plain out, flat out, want people dead. I saw a guy the other day on Twitter saying, well, that's why I voted for Trump, because I wanted revenge against all these lip turds and just talking shit. And I think a lot of them are okay with all this crap because they wanted it that way, which is one of the saddest and most worrisome things I've ever seen in my fucking life.
And honestly, can you blame him for fighting back the way he did? He knew he was armed. He knew what way this was going to go. The second they found that gun, he knew he was done.
Yeah, that gun was like him basically becoming a target to them. And I got a lot of bullshit about it because, you know, obviously people are like, he has a right to carry the gun. He has a right to the Second Amendment, which I get. But at the same time, I tell people, be careful if you're going to go to a protest, if you're going to be a legal observer, whatever the case may be very careful if you're carrying a firearm with you, because that puts you into a different situation in terms of there's something about firearms that puts cops and legal enforcement very uncomfortable because they don't know. They don't know if you're going to shoot them or they're not going to know if it's going to happen or not. But it still doesn't give them the right to do what they did. And the worst part is that you can see the guy removing the firearm from him, which blew me away when I saw that video. Because at first I remember telling you, I think he drew.
Yeah.
And
because we didn't have the other angle.
Yeah, we weren't sure about it. And then when we see the other angle of that man pulling that firearm from him, and as he's running away, you can see those ICE agents shooting at him until he's dead. One of the craziest fucking things I ever seen. And the worst part is the last minutes that he had of living in this earth, he was helping another woman.
Yeah, the ICE agent pushed her like violently to the ground. That was crazy.
It was so fucking unnecessary. I really don't understand why they would do some shit like that. Again, my heart goes out to his family again. I saw his parents the other day talking online, trying to disassemble all these bullshit lies that Republicans are spreading.
Good for them.
Yeah, I think that it's important for us to start, telling truth in power and making sure that these people don't take the narrative and fuck it up, lying to everyone around them, which is what they've been doing so far. It's really, really bad. And I don't like it. And it's probably going to get worse the way I see it. I think there was another person too. I think it was in Arizona, but we don't know a lot about that.
I never heard anything more about it. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it was supposedly somebody. They were saying that it was a coyote. Then they said it was like just a normal citizen that got shot. They didn't kill him, but he was in intensive care for like, I don't know how long. I haven't heard anything else from the case. But the way things are going and the way the news is scrambling everywhere, it's very hard for you to get any kind of accurate information from anything.
Well, the only reason we got accurate information or any info at all from these other cases is because there were people standing around, right? Like more than likely this one in Arizona, nobody was there to videotape or take their phone out. So we don't know what happened and we never will.
If people were not present in these situations, getting the information for other humans, I think the most powerful thing that people can do right now, if they're out there, is record. Because if you don't have those evidence, those tapes, those videos that we need, thank God everybody now has a phone nowadays. If we didn't have that, I think our cases as citizens of the United States, and not getting due process will be so much harder for us to prove, you know?
I agree, but do it carefully because doing it can get you hurt or killed in some cases.
That's the problem, right? They want you to not record any of this shit so that they can control the narrative, hide the information from us, and just have it disappear in plain sight. It is one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. But they're doing it, and that's how most dictatorship are run. They just try to control their bullshit and whatever they have to say to people. And I don't know, man. Maybe they'll come over here and fucking arrest me one day for telling the truth. I know there's a lot of content creators that are being threatened and that are going through a lot of shit right now. It's not looking good out there. I also saw that the Epstein files are out.
3 million pages? There's some crazy number.
3 million fucking pages of that shit.
It's wild.
I have never seen anything quite like it. Now, I have a question for you. Have you read any of the stuff that's in there?
I can't. I've seen screenshots of some of the horrific things we've heard in the last couple of days. I don't think between all of the ICE shootings and all of the horrific things going on, I don't think mentally I should do that right now. At some point, I'll dig through.
Well, I definitely can.
I know you can.
I definitely...
So I don't need to, is what you're telling me.
I definitely can, and I definitely did. I didn't read all of it because it's millions, so it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But I read, because there's people on the news telling you, go see this, go see that, go look at this, and you can actually see a lot of the stuff that's happened. And I'm going to tell you the best ones that I think are quite interesting.
Did they black out names or did they not black out names?
Oh, they didn't black out shit. There's a lot of the stuff that's out there simply for the taking. I'll tell you the best ones that I think were like, I didn't expect them. The first one was Elon. He's there a bunch of times.
I heard that.
Yeah, he's there many times. And you could see that he was trying to insist on going in the island many times over. He was like begging him, hey, don't forget about me. And Epstein kept telling him, yeah, you're welcome to come back anytime and whatever. Not to come back, but to come to the island at any time. And then at some point, and again, this is all that I'm going to say right now is allegedly, right? Because none of these people have been convicted of a crime. This is all allegedly. I want to fucking protect myself legally because you know how these fucking assholes are. But the one that was really mentioned was Elon. Elon was, so I think he went. He's saying now, they interviewed him later, of course. And he's like, no, I've never been there. I broke up relationships with him a long time ago. And it's all bullshit. It seems like Epstein invited him a bunch of times there. He wanted to go. And I think at one point he went, maybe once or twice. We don't know the details of what he did there, but we definitely know that he probably landed there.
I wonder why we're not hearing that till now, because everyone else has been rumored, right? You heard names, but never Elon.
Because we never had it in writing. And now we have everything that we need there. That information is pretty clear. But that was one of them. The other one that blew me away. And again, this is allegedly because I don't fucking know, but I believe it. Bill Gates is in it. And supposedly he had, allegedly, he had sexual relationships with Russian underage women, girls, and he caught an STD.
Interesting.
Very interesting. But it gets worse. He caught the STD, and Epstein gave him some antibiotics or medicine because I don't know if he didn't want to get the record out there that he was doing shit. And he also asked Epstein offered at some point to give him medicines because he caught an STD and he gave it to Melinda.
Oh. Are there dates on any of this?
I think so. And the thing is that one of them said that it was part of the reason why he got divorced. Because she got it, and then he told him, this is on record, allegedly. Epstein told him, give her antibiotics, put him in like something without her knowing. Because if she gets it and it pops out, then you're going to have to do explanations if she gets the symptoms. But it never really happened. I think she found out. She got like sick and got whatever the fuck he brought from there. And that was part of the reason why she got divorced. That's one of the things I saw on the
I had heard the relationship with Epstein is why they got divorced. I didn't know the STD part. That's kind of crazy.
It's fucking wild, and it popped out, and it's all there for the reading. Really crazy shit. Another one, and this was probably the most well-known one, was obviously Trump. Trump is mentioned many times in it, many times. One of the ones that was the most interesting that you see it on TikTok and everybody's talking about it is where he has these pageant parties at
I heard
Mar-a-Lago. Did you hear about
I
it?
heard it. It's disgusting.
It's horrific. And he was ordering these girls, like, I don't know if it was him or if it was somebody else, measuring the size of their privates, you know, to get them in there and whatnot. And it was alleged that he had an encounter with one of them. And I think she bit him or something. They had a record of that. Some horrible, horrible, nasty shit. More about it, obviously, I can't talk about it on YouTube or on TikTok or anywhere for that matter. But pretty damaging, pretty heavy shit. This is all allegedly, but I believe it.
Have you heard him recently? A reporter asked him about all these files, and he now is saying it's all a hoax.
Oh, of course, he has to deny it. He cannot let people think that any of this shit is real. So, of course, he's going to say it's all lies. But I'm one of those people that believes women. Even it got so bad, even at one point they said that they were running a trafficking ring from California in one of his golf courses as well.
Yeah.
And I think there were some witnesses, and the witnesses were shot dead and their bodies were buried in some field somewhere. And they also threatened the people that work there because I think there were some witnesses. And I believe that it was on the report submitted to the FBI that they told the people, if you say anything about this shit, we're going to use you as fertilizer for one of my golf fields.
I heard that.
That's how bad these people operated, this mafia-like agenda.
I have this conspiracy theorist side of me that's kind of thinking that he's like the ringleader in all of this.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
It wouldn't be crazy at all because he has the money, he has the resources, and Epstein might have just been one of his most loyal companions in all this shit, you know? And every single thing that is coming out right now, all this bullshit with immigrants and with like Pam Bondi doing her dirty work for him, his dirty work, all of this shit is just a way to mask all this crap that is happening with him. And that's why he doesn't want to release the fucking files, you know? He's trying to distract. It's like we saw the other day, that movie, Now You See Me, right? It's misdirection. I want you to focus here. But the trick is here. But I don't want you looking at that. Look at this. And then when you think about it, it's a fantastic way of approaching things. He's getting away with it masterfully.
He's a master manipulator. It's really scary.
He's fucking horrific. And a lot of his followers still believe him.
I know.
It's horrific. Still think that he didn't do any of this shit, which to me is wild. I love that guy that called him a pedo protector at the fucking...
That was so great.
Did you see that shit? Wasn't that great? He got, did you see the amount he got?
Like 300,000 or something crazy like that, right?
It's more than that. He's at $1 million right now. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because he was fired initially, and a lot of people gave him money, and it started like at 300, but then it kept going up, and I think he made more than $1 million, which is fantastic. I don't know. I don't think I sent him. I was gonna send him $10. I'm like, I think this guy's great, but yeah, he's definitely, he's the pedo protector, and when I saw one of the people, which is another topic that I had in my, I have my little sweet card here. This card is great because I had brain surgery. I don't remember half of the shit I want to talk about, which is funny. But I was looking at Marjorie Taylor Greene, and it's crazy how now, what is the new name he has for her?
I don't even know that I've heard it.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is in it to win it. Immediately after he discarded her, because he got on his case, right? Telling her, you need to fucking release this file. I feel like you're hiding something and I don't like it. And he immediately, because he didn't support his pedo ways, he immediately called him he immediately called her the Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I find fucking hilarious. Now, what's ironic about all this shit is, did you see what happened to her the moment that he kicked her out of his little club?
No.
Her daughter got death threats from a bunch of fucking MAGA Republican and
Oh.
Trump supporters.
That's not surprising.
Because these people fucking hate anybody that goes against their orange leader. And they threaten her for fucking days. She had to report it to the FBI and to the fucking police. It was horrific. And I'm pretty sure to this day she's still getting death threats from your own fucking people. This is why I always say that all these fucking goons are garbage. They're human trash. They don't respect human life. And look at what they're doing to your own fucking people. To me, it's like insane. And now Marjorie seems to like be upon his tricks, and she's finally understanding why we've always thought that he was a piece of shit. She never really got it until it happened to her. I think she's also a little bit full of shit.
She's a little full of shit because she didn't turn on him until he didn't give her a place in his cabinet. I think she was promised a position, didn't get it. Now secrets are out, right?
Yeah. Well, and she got close to her retirement. So she immediately took that retirement, embraced it, and said, I'm going to collect this fucking money and call it a day, which I find incredibly hilarious, but that's what she did. Now, what's going to happen next? We don't know. I am pretty sure that she's being very careful how she approaches this, but it's possible that she even has more information on it that we know, and she doesn't want to tell it, but I am certain that at one point she's going to become like a fucking witness or some shit, and they're going to try to get rid of her ass.
She's still getting pretty mouthy. Even on Twitter last night, she was talking about how now that more Epstein files came out, there's a good chance that he's going to take action with Iran.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy. She's out of her fucking mind, but
She's
now-
crazy. She's got a death wish.
I really think she does. And now it's like watching Trump trying to deal with all this shit. It's insane to me. But eventually, I think the truth will be known. There's also this situation with the cancellation of the midterms. A lot of people are talking about this shit.
That's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either. But he's definitely trying to get into all these voting centers to get the voter rolls. I don't know if you've seen this. And it's crazy because all those voter rolls give a lot of information to ICE that they shouldn't have. To the point where I saw this fucking horrible woman, Pam Bondi, negotiating the voter rolls, saying, well, we'll get the hell out of Minneapolis, but you have to give us the voter rolls. And to me, it's obvious that they want all this information to fucking manipulate the election. That really worries me because it's confidential information. And when they come to Colorado, they'll probably ask for voter rolls here, and you and I will pop in it. And so I'm not terribly excited about that one, but they're giving it to them in some places. I believe Georgia gave it out.
Georgia didn't give it. The FBI raided the building in Georgia.
Yes, they went in, raided the building, and took all of that shit. It's wild to me that we're living in a legit dictatorship.
Yeah.
They're doing whatever the fuck they want.
The worst part is we're all getting desensitized to all of this.
Yeah, we're to us, I think that to us it's just like the new normal.
Sadly.
We are taking it and thinking, well, this is the way it's gotta be. But people never thought about any of this shit. And when I say people, it's definitely not you and me. But I think there's a lot of people that didn't think that any of this shit was real and that it was going to happen. They were thinking. I remember when you and I spoke about politics in the beginning of our podcast years ago, when the election hit, I was looking at my old videos when the election hit in 2024 in November, and people were like, "Oh, you're exaggerating. That man is going to be great. What are you talking about, dictator? You're the ones, you fucking demon rats." And I'm like, these fucking people think this is some sort of joke.
Yeah, I think they called you a fearmonger for a while.
Many fucking times they would call me a fearmonger. And I'm like, well, how's that working out now? Now, and this is probably our next topic, which I find it interesting. Now you see people like fucking Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz. And it breaks my heart. And we all know Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz, both comedians, right? Very famous. Talking about, this thing that they're doing, it's not wrong. They're raiding people home illegally. They're killing innocent people. They're doing this. And we didn't sign up for this. I'm like, but you did.
But you did. How did all of us know and you didn't?
Yeah, exactly. What was it that we missed that you couldn't fucking see with your own eyes? It's not like anybody told you, right? We fucking been saying this for a while. that you were voting for a criminal, that he was going to do things however he fucking wanted, that Project 2025 was going to allow them to do illegal shit and to establish their own form of government. Yet somehow these two fucking nut jobs are there thinking, well, he's going to be great. I remember Joe Rogan in one of his podcasts saying, America is back, baby. To that motherfucker, Tony Hinchcliffe, who insulted our island and called it a garbage truck.
I know.
It's like, bro, you people had all the information that you needed, and you're still pretending like, oh, we didn't vote for this. I'm like, you exactly did. You did fucking vote for this shit.
I thought about this the other day because I don't know if you remember the morning after the election and he won. We were both pretty down. I think I shed some tears. And it felt ridiculous at the time, but it wasn't like tears like, oh my God, my team lost. It wasn't those kind of tears. It was like we knew this shit was coming, right?
Yeah.
We knew how bad it was going to get.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible because when you see it coming to fruition, because it's one thing when you talk about it and when you say, yeah, we're going to be screwed. This guy's going to do whatever he wants. He's going to provoke the Insurrection Act. He's going to take immigrants illegally and kick them out. And when you see it happening, it's very fucking different. It's not like, because it's one thing, we have a saying in Puerto Rico, lo mismo hablar del diablo que verlo venir. It's not the same to talk about the devil than to see him coming,
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually see it and it's happening and it's real and it's caught in news and people are getting hurt over it and you're like, my God, why didn't you listen to me? It's the first thought in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is this part, it blows me away. There's still people that support him,
Mm-hmm.
and there's still Latinos that support him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how crazy you got to be to do some shit like that?
Well, there seems to be different groups. There's the group that's like finally realizing, oh shit, we fucked up. We voted wrong. There's the group that still somehow support him because they're delusional. I'm not sure. And then there's the other group who's just like head in the sand. Oh, I don't watch the news. I don't know what's going on. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a
And it's those groups upset me the most.
there's a couple of people out there who are like, well, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about this. And I'm like, you fucking people were paying attention when you were voting, and now you seem to not give a shit. Probably it's because it doesn't affect you. If I were to take a wild motherfucking guess, to me, it's like insane that now all these people are pretending like nothing is happening. But again, it's mostly white people because they're not affected by it,
absolutely.
right? Yeah. So it's sad. And now we got this situation with that little kid, too.
Mm.
I felt so bad for him because they were going to his home and they used him as bait to get the parents out.
Mm-hmm.
And they held that poor little boy. It's one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life, how these people are completely inhuman, man. And it's like, what do you think this is going to accomplish for you? And then I actually heard the mother say, I saw it today because it was recent. The mother saying, I was going to come out, but I didn't want to leave my other child who's inside because they were probably going to take that other one as well. So they already took my child who's outside coming from school. What tells me that they're not going to do the same to my kid just to arrest me, and where are they going to send him?
Yeah.
So I was making like an active conscious choice on, do I go and get him or do I stay here, not let him come into my home and protect my other? Because the other one was younger. It was like 1 or 2 years old.
Right.
I'm going to protect my baby, or what am I going to do here? And I'm like, bro, the fact that we as the government of the United States are putting these innocent human beings in these positions is one of the most evil fucking things I've ever seen in my life. And some people seem to be okay with this garbage.
You can't tell me that none of these ICE agents aren't parents. Like, how are you carrying this out and not like seeing what you're doing to this 5-year-old child who's now going to have trauma for the rest of his life, who's still, by the way, I think in a detention center sick.
Yes. So I read that he was getting really sick,
Yeah.
and he had nobody to like help him if something happens to that child. I mean, we will be labeled as one of the most evil fucking, government forms in the planet. And they do not seem to get it. No matter how much you explain it to them, they always try to twist the narrative or change things. And it will make anybody infuriated. I saw Maher the other day talking about it, saying, I understand that you want to protect the border, but if you're going to do it, you got to do it the right way. You can't do this. What you're running right now is going to cost you the midterms because no one wants this shit.
No, every president has protected the border to some degree. Obama deported people, Biden deported some, right? It's just the way you go about it. This is not humane at this point. And
It's-
what happened to going after all the criminals?
Yeah, there's no criminal.
30% of the people who have been deported are criminals. 30%.
Fucking God. It's wild. They said they were going to do it against the criminals, and we're seeing children, people who are workers trying to do things correctly out there. People who are friends, our friends, who we know personally, that we know they're good people. And I'm like, how long does this shit need to last? And listen, at the end of the day, it's based on one thing and one thing only. It's fucking racism. They don't give a shit about criminals no, they just don't want black and brown people here. And because they can't get rid of black people that they brought on these fucking slave ships, they're like, well, but these ones we can get rid of. So let's fucking run it. This is great. And they're so fucking disgusting.
Anyone who says different is full of garbage because I don't see any Europeans getting deported.
Oh, hell no. They're
Australians.
No, they're not taking any fucking French people, any people from Canada, none of these white hunky dudes from fucking England, none of that. No, they want to take poor brown people out. And it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. It's getting me really annoyed. But then we are all so defenseless in this because if you try to help, if you get in the way, they literally kill you and they shoot you because they don't give a shit about your opinion.
Right. And everyone just keeps saying, well, make sure you vote. I agree. Make sure you vote. But we are 11 months away from that. 10 months. That's a long time.
Yes, but it's what I told people initially when I was telling them to vote in November 2024. I told them vote, and I actually showed the video the other day on TikTok. Vote as if your life depended on it because it might, and vote as if your last election because it might. This is something that is so fragile. Our legal system, our democratic system is so thin. And it can go away at any fucking second. And people are now seeing that I wasn't exaggerating when I told them that shit. And it's crazy when you see it come into fruition. But I'm sad because now human life has been lost. And you definitely don't fucking want that,
Yeah, I know. I'm seeing so many TikTokers and podcasters from other countries right now saying, we're not going. We're staying away. It was already dangerous there before. Now it's crazy. I refuse to support America. We have no allies left.
No, it's horrible. And this guy's a fucking lunatic. Now he wants to take over Greenland. Greenland? What the fuck has Greenland done to you, you orange piece of shit?
Somebody put Grandpa back in the nursing home because, my God.
It's the wildest thing ever. And I saw a guy, actually, I saw the video today of a guy from a European Union talking to the ambassador of the United States in fucking Europe. They were there. And the guy tells them, well, I'm surprised you're welcome here because your president doesn't welcome us anywhere. And he's been running his mouth saying that he's going to invade us. He already invaded 8 other countries that he says he didn't go to war with, but we know for a fact he bombed them. So we are like heavily surprised that you're even here and that you invited us. I feel very honored. And I watched that video and I'm like, this motherfucker, this is great.
Oh my God. Yeah, he keeps claiming to end 8 wars. And everyone's like, yeah, but you can't claim to end the wars when you started them.
It's like the most fucking horrible gaslighting shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, the narcissism is alarming.
But he believes it to be true. He thinks he's hot shit. And now for some reason, I remember that woman, Catherine Levitt? Carolyn Levitt.
Carolyn Levitt.
Oh my God, I don't even remember his stupid fucking name. She was talking, oh, President Trump puts his mind on something and that's what he wants to do and that's what he's going to get done. And I'm like, well, he can't do that shit. That's illegal. But it's like he's like a toddler that wants things. It's like, it reminds me, of that scene from fucking Pluribus, where she's like, well, what if I ask you for an atomic bomb? Will you give it to me? And she's like, an atomic bomb? Well, what do you want it for? I was like, I don't know. I just want it. And they fucking brought it the next day like a fucking atomic bomb and dropped her in the middle of the fucking house. I think Trump is turning into the lady from Pluribus. He just wants whatever the fuck he wants.
I've worked in corporate America, 20 years now. And he reminds me of every CEO almost every CEO that I've worked with. There's a form of narcissism in a CEO that they think they ask for what they want and they get what they want. And that is exactly him, which is where we went wrong. So many people said, oh, we need a businessman to run this country. Well, this is what you fucking get.
This is what businessmen that are assholes are like. They're
Yeah.
psychotic. They think they deserve the planet even when they don't. And
Mhm.
if you tell them no, they get really fucking pissy.
Yeah. And you're fired or worse.
We got the perfect example of a lunatic CEO running the United States like a business. Because he's a good businessman, even though he fucking bankrupted like 10 different places, including casinos. Who the fuck bankrupts a casino? Who the hell bankrupts a place that makes money automatically? It's like the most idiotic shit ever. And then I saw something that blew me away, right? Which is really, really dangerous for our country. First, we saw Jimmy Kimmel getting harassed, pressured to get the hell out of TV because he didn't like what Jimmy Kimmel had to say about him.
Mhm.
But then they finally removed him and then they brought him back because it's obviously a violation of the First Amendment rights. And I thought maybe these motherfuckers will learn something from this. And they did it again because they don't give a flying fuck. And they just arrested Don Lemon, a news media outlet reporter from the Fifth Estate, independent newscaster at that, for going into a church and reporting, supposedly charging him with a federal crime that was designed to protect women from going into abortion clinics and people that were going in to be in churches in peace. He never did any of that shit, but they arrested his ass anyway.
Yeah, that was not surprising, but surprising. They've reached a new low. How many other reporters did they arrest yesterday?
Well,
It's like 3 or 4.
it was another one, a woman that got arrested who used to be an ex-journalist. She got arrested in her home. And then the other two, one of them was, I believe, one of the creators of Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
He was a black man. And I think the other one was a black, the ones that do, and my fucking brain, ever since I had my injury, I can't remember English words, so now I'm going to have a hard time. But it's the ones that do lobbying. So it was a
Lobbyist.
Yeah, it was a lobbyist.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have a, now you say you like conspiracy theories. I don't think it's even a conspiracy theory. I think it's very real. I think they fucked up with Don Lemon. I think they arrested him incorrectly.
Why do you say that?
I have a very good one. This is gonna take you for a ride. Do you know where he got arrested?
At the Grammys, right? Or at his hotel while he was covering the Grammys?
Correct. He got arrested. I believe it was in the lobby of the hotel where he was at the Grammys.
Right.
And I think there's a reason why they did that. I think that Pam Bondi did not have an arrest warrant. And this is where it gets complicated. Federal crimes, when you are arresting someone, there's multiple ways that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
He got arrested because they have a indictment. But usually, when you get an indictment, you also get it with a judicial order. And the judicial order allows you to arrest the person in their house. But you need that. But you need that judicial order. Because if you don't have it, you can't just go into a person's home and arrest them without it, just with an indictment, because you have an expectation of privacy. And you're probably thinking right now, well, how the fuck did you know that they didn't have the judicial order? And the question is answered simply. Pam Bondi, there's a record of her going to 2 different judges.
Mm-hmm. They said no.
Correct. The first one said, no, you're fucking crazy. There's no commission of a crime here. And the second one was in the 8th Circuit of Appeals. And something happened that I've never seen as a lawyer happen before. The judge wrote the circuit board and said, they're trying to do this, and I am telling you right now, there's nothing here. Usually judges never fucking do that.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, in 10 years practicing law, I've never seen a judge
Yeah,
do
why
that.
would they put their neck out like that?
Correct. It's never in their best interest. And usually they want to let, whoever is being accused have the right to have the appellate court watch the case.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't even want to. The judge wrote them and said, listen, the DA is trying to do this, and I am telling you right now, there's nothing there. They looked at it and said, yeah, what is this shit? You got a reporter reporting on a pastor that is working for ICE. Well, that's his job. But he's not pretending anybody to go into the church. He's not doing any of this shit, so it doesn't apply. They both said no to her. She threw a fucking hissy fit. And I imagine that Donald Trump at one point said, I don't care what the fuck you're going to do. You're going to do this. You're going to arrest that motherfucker. So what did she do? She did something that in law school we called a ham sandwich. So lawyers have a term that they use from a judge from New York City. It came around 1985 when the judge was seeing how easy it was to get an indictment at a federal level against anyone. Because an indictment, when you go in, you don't have an opposing view. It's just whatever you're presenting to those 12 people. They fucking look at it and say, do you think that with the evidence that we have, this is sufficient to put the indictment out there and get this person arrested? And the people that were there, the judge, the jury can say, well, with what you have there, sure. But here's the thing. With what they presented, they could have fucking made it up.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
And how they spin it. Yeah.
I think that they never had a judicial warrant. And the other thing that they can do is file what's called a criminal complaint, which is basically any of the enforcers or the officers sign a form that says, yeah, that person committed a crime, let's go arrest him. But there was none of that either. So I think what happened was that she went in there, fucking convinced 12 idiots from Minnesota, which whatever she had, you don't tell them it's Don Lemon. You just say, I have a person that went in. That person stopped the people from going in. They did this, they did that, they harassed people, and they should be charged. Do you think that this is enough? And they're like, well, based on what you're saying, sure. That doesn't mean shit. That's not evidence.
But it still surprises me because I don't think she was in Minnesota. I think they were in California, right? Because that's where the Grammys were.
I think that the charges were filed in Minnesota.
So why would she arrest him in California then?
Well, because they're federal and they have jurisdiction basically all over the United States.
Ballsy to do in Gavin's state.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Now, Don Lemon has a hearing on February 9. So he has to go back and plead his case. I am positive. I can already tell what the lawyer is going to do. He's process. There's something called Rules of Criminal Procedure under federal law. It's Rule 12. And in Rule 12, what you do is you file a motion to dismiss the case. And I'm pretty sure he has 3 reasons. The first one is your violation of constitutional rights from the accused. Because you can arrest a person that is supposed to report the news under the First Amendment of the United States. He was doing that, so you can arrest him for that.
Right.
So there was insufficient law in regards to the element of the crime. That would be the second. Because it's like he didn't commit the crime you're telling us that he committed. You're violating his constitutional right, but you're also making this shit up because he never prevented anybody from going into that church anyways.
No.
Yeah. And the third one, which, hey, Don Lemon's lawyer, if you're seeing me, I'll do this for free. You can charge me later. But the third one is prosecutorial misconduct. Because it was probably Pam Bondi. She went in with no fucking evidence, lying about what he did, just to convince the jury to put out a warrant and arrest him. So it's 3 things there that he didn't fucking, he didn't have to comply with any of this shit. And their charges will drop. I am positive about it.
Who is on this jury usually? Is it common people or is it like lawyers? Is it who's on it?
Any 12 fucking bored-ass human beings that they can find.
Oh, my God.
It's as easy as that. It's like calling a normal jury. You just put them in, and then that's it. But at this point, I think in February 9, when he goes back, he's probably going to plead his case easily and get out of it because they weren't complying with the Constitution. They fucking probably made up whatever they told that jury, which gives him a chance to possibly sue later.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Is he going to sue, you think?
Well, the problem is that suing at a federal level is very, very difficult because there's something that the government has. I believe they call it total immunity. It's the government cannot be sued unless the government authorizes you to sue them.
Why would they do that, right?
Well, that's the law. There's a little document. It's a federal act that allows them to sue only if they file the complaint, but they have to prove a bunch of shit. They have to prove that they acted above the law, that they weren't authorized to do so. And I doubt that he's going to win that, but that's where we're at.
And is it even worth it at that point? I mean,
Probably not. But I would love it the Democrats allow it when they win. I mean, like, sure, Don, you can sue. He has 2 years.
my God.
It's wild, but these people are doing is crazy, and they keep doing the same shit over and over again. But shout out to Don Lemon. I think the other woman, I forget her name right now, but the other woman that was arrested, that one they might have had a judicial warrant because it happened in her house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there was something different about it. But Don didn't do shit.
No.
And I watched the interview. I saw him there just talking to that bullshit fake ass pastor.
I know. And he's not stopping either. If anything, he's going harder than he was before.
Yeah, I saw him come out. He did that press conference in California, and he said, I'm not stopping. We're going to keep going. I've been doing this shit for a while, and I know I am doing things by the law, and I have a responsibility to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't give a flying fuck. It's great. He went out with no supervision, no, like, he didn't have to pay any money.
No bail. Or
No
anything.
bail, no nothing.
So they did file charges. You're saying they?
Oh, they definitely, yeah, because the judge looked at it and said, well, we have an indictment. We have to give you an additional hearing. I am positive that the lawyer is going to go on February 9th, file all these motions and say, no, this is like a violation of the Constitution. And they made it up. We don't have a judicial warrant, Judge. 2 judges said no to this fucking Pam Bondi woman, and she still insists. And I saw the attorney for him say in national TV, which I thought was great. He's like, instead of these people apprehending these assassins that they have out there who are truly breaking the law, they are disturbing my clients who is trying to report all this crap.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't they go and arrest a few of these ICE agents if they want to arrest people? But they're going to the wrong crowd.
My God, it's really scary. And they're just flat out refusing to investigate the ICE agents. That's what's even more wild.
They have them and they're protected and they don't give a shit about any of them. It's one of the wildest things I've ever seen. But shout out to Don Lemon. I had a chance to meet him when I was at the Joy Reid show.
That's right.
Yeah, and he was very cool. He said hi. So my best wishes go out to him. What else do we got? I think that's it. We went through it.
Wow. I didn't think we were going to get through everything.
I didn't think because I wrote a lot of shit in here. Do you think that they're going to cancel the midterms?
No.
You really, really believe it? Why not?
I think that enough Republicans are speaking out now against Trump and saying this is too much. They're not going to let that happen. They need all of them to buy into it and to allow it to happen. It's not just him saying, oh, it's done.
I know that I've seen at least, I want to say probably 7 or 8 Republicans. I know that there was like a big one that they told him, listen, Greenland is a different conversation. You're not going to let the European Union send us on a blast and fucking break the country in half because they determine our economy. And if they impose sanctions on us, we're the ones that are going to be screwed. And we can't allow you to do this. And they told us, and they told them on a news report, they said, if you do this shit, we'll impeach you. And we have the numbers with the Democrats alone. They'll all fucking do it.
Yeah.
I can't think of any Democrat who's not going to vote for impeachment against them. But that's where we're at. There's a lot of Republicans, a few of them, that are incredibly fucking unhappy with this situation.
And those are just the ones that are speaking out, right? Some are coming up publicly. And there's a few that are just too chicken shit to say something on live TV who are disagreeing with him also. This is not normal.
I know that there's a lot of them that are afraid of him, obviously.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah, the dude is like bad news bears and he's a piece of shit. But at the same time, at some point, you got to realize that you're breaking the law and that you're in a cult. And I think some of them have a hard time with that. But it looks like a lot of them are coming back into fruition and reality and thinking, this isn't worth it. Why are we like sacrificing our lives, our freedom for somebody who's probably going to be dead in 2 years? He's fucking old as shit.
I know. And it's just like, when you were in history class and when you were in school, you sat and thought, how did anyone agree with this nonsense in Germany, as an example, right? You don't want to be on that side of history like that. They're starting to realize we're reaching that point, right?
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of historians talk about it on TikTok, how what's happening right now in the United States is the same thing that happened during the Third Reich, the exact same fucking thing. And the worst part is that how they hired Gestapo, how Hitler hired them. They offered him a bunch of money to a lot of poor Germans that didn't have a lot of money. just like they're doing with ICE.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving people like $50,000, $60,000 bonuses. We know that for a fact on ICE. And
Student loan forgiveness.
student loan forgiveness, you get 125 grand plus your bonus. So of course these fucking idiots who don't know how to do anything else, right? Because they're a bunch of fucking morons. They're fat, they have small pink eye energy, they're short. These men are just fucking miserable.
And they're allowing them to wear a mask. So their identity is hidden for now, for the most part, right?
Yeah, of course. That way they have no fucking accountability. You can just commit crimes out there and do whatever you want. And it seems like a lot of them are also January 6th insurrectionists that were like fucking. I was like, how the hell are we hiring these people? We know for a fact that one of them is Enrique Tario, who was sentenced for violation of sedition, a federal crime, 22 years in prison because he wanted to overthrow the government with violence. How the fuck are we employing these people?
Now we know why he pardoned a bunch of them, right? He needed them for this ICE.
It makes complete fucking sense now that you think about it. You're like, well, that's where those pardons came into fruition, and that's where they're useful now.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane to me, and it's gonna keep happening. But obviously, we got to keep reporting and keep letting people know about all these horrible situations. If we don't create awareness, that's why I'm glad that we brought the podcast back. I was like, we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, our awesome friend, he's coming in on
I
Monday.
know. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to talk to him. I'm gonna do a nice one about my surgery and talk to him and ask him how he's feeling. You know, because he's an immigrant and he's going through a lot of shit. So I'm very excited to see him again at our house.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, I forgot to write that down on my little notes, but Charlie Kirk.
Oh,
We are Charlie Kirk. These fucking people. She's a grifter.
Oh, Erica Kirk?
She's a grifter.
Yeah, she's a grifter.
Did you see how much she raised?
No.
There was a recent burial of him. They did like a whole. It was like a concert, basically. It was like it was like a Nuggets against Oklahoma game. people went in and I'll give you $250. Let me go in there and people donated, and she raised I believe $250,000.
Wow.
Yeah, on her little grift, asking people to give money for her racist fucking piece of shit husband that was shot.
Wow.
Yeah,
She is not grieving at all. I know everyone says everyone grieves differently, but this is not it.
She doesn't give a flying fuck.
No.
No, she doesn't care at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No.
I saw her the other day. They had a recording of her 10 days after he died saying, well, he's dead. We gotta deal with it. It happened. I'm not gonna keep, I'm gonna move forward. She was like just thinking, how am I gonna make money out of this shit?
Mm-hmm. She saw the dollar signs.
She is getting paid correctly by all these fucking people.
Wow.
And, we'll see what happens. But at this point, I don't know why anybody will grieve that son of a bitch. He was a racist piece of shit. I said it on the second day when it happened on TikTok, and people were like at me. I'm like, I don't give a shit about him.
No. And I mean, of course, he didn't deserve to die, but let's stop pretending he was a good person.
Absolutely. I don't think he deserved to die. I'm not gonna suffer for it.
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I don't feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad. I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. They can do that if they want in their own fucking time. I don't care.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
It's wild. But anyways, that's it. I think we went through it pretty quick.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm gonna check the clock, and it's been like 2 hours.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay, we did good then. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. Podcast is gonna be out every week. It might be one. It might be two. We don't know. Quite frankly, I'm not sure. But I'm going to try to put one at the least on Sundays. And with Derek, if he comes in, it might be two. We don't know yet. But we'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, I hope you guys liked our first one. This is going to be ongoing every week. We now have a nice little room where we can get our projects going. But that's pretty much it. That's all I have. I'm glad that you can share time with me.
Yeah, now I'm here to help.
Looking a little sexy today.
Oh, boy.
This is where you
This is where we end it.
This is where you get uncomfortable. Look at you.
Always.
You're hoping the camera doesn't focus on you so they don't see you.
Oh, you talk a lot, so it'll focus on you.
I want to stay quiet now. All right. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. Se les quiere de gratis. And as always, take care of yourself and each other. Que tengan buen día.